Okay, we're going to review the targets now. Now, accuracy is a hard thing to define because a lot of it depends on the ammo and if it's reloaded or if it's off the shelf. What I tried to do here is just give a general view with federal ammo because of the $5 rebate. All this ammunition is a basic hunting grade ammunition that costs like $11 to $12 a box, and that's why I used it. You know, so please in the comments don't get upset if your rifle didn't perform well or whatever. It's just kind of an honest thing. You take the least expensive box of shells, and now we'll see how each of the rifles did with it at 100 and 200 yards. And the target is a 100-yard target. It is 17 by 15 inches, 17 inches high, 15 inches wide. And other than one or two occasions at both 100 and 200 yards, I've kept just about all the bullets on paper, which is pretty good in any respect. Okay, so let's take a look at the targets real quick. Okay, first up is our Thompson center compass in 308, and it was a 150 grain bullet. This is our 100-yard target. So you got a nice 3-shot grouping there, you know, at about an inch. Then we get some flyers that kind of take it up 3 inches, 3 3/4 inches at the extreme. Now if you notice, they're a little high and to the right. When we go to the 200-yard target, it kind of repeats itself. 3 are close and a couple went off to the right a little more. So the extreme spread on that is about 6 3/4 that's 4 inches that way, about 4 inches that way. Other than the one flyer, you're looking at 4 inches or 6 3/4 extreme at 200 yards. But they kind of still hit the bullseye. So that's the results from that one. Fairly good, and mind you, that's using just a generic $30 Chinese-made scope that's comparable to all the rest. So that's the results from that. Okay, next is the Remington 783, again in 308, 150 grain bullets. Now the 100-yard target, I don't know if one of these, I doubt I missed, there's 5 shots in here. One of these might be 2, almost the same hole. Now our spread here is 2.5 inches, okay, even though it looks like 4 shots at 100 yards. Now at 200 yards, you see the distance made us go the same direction out. And again, 4 holes. I may have dropped one off the bottom here. But the extreme spread on this is again 5 1/4. 3 1/4 that one, 5 1/4 there. So the group's better than the compass. The compass had some flyers. The 783s are one of the most popular ones. A lot of people look at the results. They are an accurate rifle. A lot depends on the ammunition and the bullet and that. It doesn't, well, this here isn't really terrible at 100 yards or 200. So be the judge for yourself, but that's the results I got on that one. Next is the Mossberg Patriot Hunter. Now the gun's accurate and shoots well. At 100 yards, this different ammo now, and I used the PPU ammo, was right on. This ammunition, this is a good example. I use a different brand. It's off center, about 5 inches. So, the scope would have had to be readjusted, but the grouping is still good. The weird thing about this gun is it strings, okay, which I haven't diagnosed what's causing that. But that grouping there, and that was with a 130 grain bullet, that right there is about 1 3/4, that 4-shot group. And with the one flyer, takes it out to 3 inches. But it could have been pulled, it could have been just heating up. 5-shot groups are tough. You know, a 3-shot group would have probably been better. Now, when we go out to 200 yards, I knew it was shooting way left. So what I did is I like lined up the one thing of the scope like here, over in this, well, I can't see. I knew it was shooting left. So what I did was I put the one thing on the scope like here and lined it up on center. And that's what I got. I got a 5-shot group. I got all 5 on the paper. An extreme spread, 7.5 inches on that. Okay, width-wise, I think the widest 3.5. So we kept them on the paper, even using a little Kentucky windage, and we got all 5 of them on the paper 200. So that's the, 200 and at 100. And the gun did cool off for a while before I, shot the 200-yard ones. Okay, the Savage Axis in 6.5 Creedmoor. This is the 100-yard target. We have an extreme spread of 5 inches, pretty much where we aimed. Now when I ran the same ammo in the rifle at a 50-yard sight in, it was a lot better. So I don't know. Could be me or whatever, but the gun is accurate. Okay. Now when we go out to 200 yards, this is our group here. All 5 shots stayed on, and the 200-yard drifted over a little, and we have an extreme spread of about 4 3/4. So about the same. Same at it's consistent spread-wise at 100 and 200 yards. It didn't open up, so I think that has more to do with the cartridge and the ballistics than it does with the accuracy of the gun or the ammo. But that's the results on the Savage Axis in 6.5 Creedmoor with a 140 grain bullet. Okay, the Remington 770 in 243 Winchester. Again, this is an unusual little gun. It shoots pretty damn good, like at 100 yards. With the core lock ammo, it's a lot better. I had, my other videos, that's what I was shooting in it, Remington core lock. And again, 100 grain bullets. It's kind of like what I would use for deer. So our extreme spread here, maybe a little under 2.5 inches. And nice 5-shot group, all of them in the square. It's pretty damn good accuracy. Now when we went out to 200 yards, I think I dropped one off. There's 4 holes here. Yeah, I dropped. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them must have went down. The difference at 200 yards is a drop of about 6 inches. That one there ain't too bad. That one's about 3. But it went low. One went off the paper. And our extreme spread there is about 7.5 for the 100 grain bullet. But up close at 100 yards, we're doing pretty good. Now I don't know in this caliber if you had a lighter bullet traveling faster, the results would be better. 100 grain bullet's probably the heaviest, close to the heaviest for that caliber. It's more of a varmint rifle than a long range deer rifle. But that's the results we got with the 770, which, for all the things wrong with it, it's not too bad accuracy wise. So that's it for my side-by-side shooting comparison at 100 and 200 yards. Give you an idea what these guns are capable of, just using some off-the-wall stuff. In the next video, I'm going to give my final conclusions and rate the guns in order of how I like them or which one I believe is the best one, or from the perspective of just a person buying the gun, which is the one that'll give them the least amount of trouble.